Go. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel.
Hey guys, I'm Vanessa.
My name is Paul. Today we have this topic for you guys is why are there so many young single Christians?
Yeah, we see that nowadays there's a lot of young Christian people who's waiting until like their 30s, 40s to get married.
Yeah, people are getting married way later in life, and it wasn't always like this because back then people used to get married in their 20s and in the 2025 and the 30s, but now it's different nowadays.
Yeah, and even some people are choosing to remain single.
Yeah,
That's which is not necessarily a bad thing.
right.
It's a good thing too. Then you get to focus on God. But there's what is the reason, why?
And one reason that we think that some Christians are getting married way later in life is because they are afraid of commitment. This generation that we're living in right now is just, and when you compare it to the past generation, this generation are afraid of commitment. They are afraid of the unknown. They don't want to get their feet dirty.
Mm-hmm.
That's one reason I feel like that's why people are not getting married nowadays. And also social media play a big role on why people are not getting married early.
Yeah,
And
you
again,
want to elaborate on that? What do you mean by social media?
like for example, for the young people, the social media is pushing this agenda. Hey, this is how marriage is like. They're selling this fantasy about marriage, which is not reality. That's what social media is doing right now.
Yeah, you're so right because nowadays, because of like a lot of couples are going out and showing the beautiful side of marriage, which is good, but at the same time they're not showing the reality of marriage. Like it's not always all happy and things like that. There are some brutal moments. There are some times when you guys are sad together and things like that. But it's really how you face it. But a lot of I think a lot of Christian people, what young people, what if they don't find what's on social media, they automatically say no, this is not it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and we should, people, Christians should, get married early. There's not wrong waiting all the way, until you 30, 35, but not 40, because what happens when you want to have a kid? You know what I mean? It's best to have kids when when it's early.
And not only that, like I feel like there's more temptation. I know that God will always help you and sustain you if you ask him, but I feel like it's a long time of temptation. It's a longer period of time of temptation coming your way. When you wait for like 45 years, 35 years, like it's a long time instead of just like getting married and being able to have sex and things like that. I feel like if you're trying to stay pure, 45, 47,
Yeah.
it's a long wait.
It's a long way. It is way more difficult to find a person when you're at that age. That's why I'm saying that it's easier, if you can find somebody in your youth and when you're young.
So the first one is that people are
afraid of commitment.
afraid of commitment.
Second reason that we think that people are waiting later in life to get married, especially Christian, is this generation people are more in debt. Especially young Christian, they are more in debt after school, and after they finish school, they graduate college, right? And they have this massive debt that they have to pay, and they tend to focus on that debt. They tend to focus on that debt, and they're not thinking about marriage, and they're not thinking about their children. They're just focusing on what they have to take care of. That's one of the reasons I think young people are just they're not getting married young. They're waiting later in life after they take care of everything, after they have their house, after they have everything together.
That's true. This generation, I feel, cares more about like their careers and things like that more than they care about raising a family and things like that, which is I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but I think it could be a bad thing. Because if that's the only thing that you striving for when you reach up to like 40 years old and you're alone, you achieved all the things that you always wanted, and then you're in a house by yourself, you come home by yourself, you're gonna feel lonely.
You're gonna feel lonely. I know, sorry to cut you off, baby. I know somebody right now in my family that's like they're in their 40s. They never got married. They never really have a real relationship. And that person is lonely right now. They are lonely. And if you can stay alone, you pray to God, and God, you have that gift. Now, you can't stay alone, you don't need a husband, you don't need a wife. That's fine. Now, I'm talking about for the people that want to get married. For the people
that have a desire
to have a family. It's best to do it in your youth. You know, I know from experience that this family member right now, that person is lonely. Hopefully that person's not watching this video.
You put their whole business out there.
Put their whole business out there. But you know, this is the second reason why, you know, there's so many young Christians. This debt is a problem.
Yeah, and if you're trying, I think it's good to try to take care of your debts, right? But if you have a whole lot of it, maybe your partner could actually help you with those debts instead of trying to figure everything out before you do get married. And your partner's supposed to be your helpmate too. I mean, we supposed to be like partners, help each other. And I feel like there's this idea that was being sold to a lot of people in church and things like that, is that you have to be completely whole, like completely, like you got everything together before you get married. But it is not necessarily true, because marriage, what I notice about marriage, and it's just the whole plan of God, what I see about marriage is God uses marriage in a way to better you, to better you as an individual. Like you become a better man being in a marriage.
Yeah, because you have more responsibility.
Yeah, and you're caring for another person and other people, so it's making you more sacrificial.
Right.
And you literally had to lean off your flesh, trying to die to your flesh daily in order to please another person. So I feel like it's really godly. A marriage really helps you if you're doing it the right way. It helps you for God's kingdom, you know. So I think we don't need to get all our things together in order to get married.
No one ever have everything together.
No
one. Look at this. Look at the world. Look at how this world is, and it's hard to even get our spiritual life together. So what make you think that everything else is going to be right?
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Even if you think it's perfect, wait until you marry. When you're married, all your flaws gonna come out.
All flaws gonna come out. Marriage is not what they saw in movies.
Yeah.
You know, it takes works for it to work. And also, you know, when two people get married, they have to have God in the center. You know what I mean? Because God will help your marriage to be successful.
Yeah, exactly.
And for young people, you know, don't be afraid of commitment. Commitment is good. It helps you mature. It helps you grow.
Yeah.
You know, so this is the, you know, what we think that, you know, why so many Christians are single.
Yeah, and I think that one of the third ones is that there is a lot of confusion out there. People are afraid, like they're afraid of encountering the wrong person, and which
is a healthy fear.
Yes,
because marriage, once you get in it, is hard to get out.
Yeah,
you know, the Bible only gives you a very narrow way for you to get out of your marriage. You know, so I understand that fear. That fear is good.
It's a good fear, because you could encounter the wrong person. And especially now, there's a lot of fake people. You don't know if they're straight, if they're not straight. Like, and that's why it's so good for us to constantly pray and ask God for guidance when we're trying to meet this person that God has for us. And there's so much confusion nowadays. So I think that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why some people are choosing to remain single.
You know, just for those people who are in that category, it's best to, you know, focus in prayer. Focus in prayer and, you know, ask God for guidance. You know, God will, he wants to help you. He'll help you find the right person in your life, and that person will come only if you're consistent in your prayer. Don't just pray to God this one time, you know, hey, God, I need somebody. No, you have to be consistent. You have to show that God that you really want that. You know, and God will provide everything else. Yeah,
and also not only you pray, but open your eyes, okay? Don't be blind and not look. You have to see potential mates and see their characteristics, if it matches up to the Word of God, and see if they really truly love Jesus. And
that person have to have the fear of God.
And have the fear of God.
Yeah, you don't want to fall for the wrong person. If you fall for the wrong person, you're going to have a lot of problems. Your marriage is going to suck. Your marriage is going to be terrible. And we don't want that for you. God doesn't want that for you.
Yeah.
So this is the video we have for you guys. This is the reason why we think, you know, there's so many young Christians that are single right now.
Yeah.
So just comment below. Tell us what you think, that, you know, why. Tell me why.
Yeah, why? If you are single and you are a young Christian, why are you single at an older age or whatever it may be?
Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting until you're older to get married?
Yeah, what's your reason?
So this is the video we have for you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Take care, guys.